Hi, my name is Aden Eyob. I'm the clinical neuroscientist and author of the book, Mind Training, The Secret for Positive Living. I'm also the founder of My Medication, a mindset consultancy that can supercharge your executive teams. We enable teams, groups, and individuals with the strategic alignment of mindset, communication, and goals to accelerate business growth. So today I'm going to talk to you about the entrepreneur mindset. But what is that exactly? So an entrepreneurial mindset is really the collection of mental habits that empower you to question, adapt, and make positive changes, leading to your ability to recognize and identify opportunities, focus in on their impact, and create value in any context. And these mental habits are primarily formed from the values and belief systems that you've ascribed to, which define how you think. So the mental script that's been played in your subconscious mind about how you're looking at your startup or your investment portfolio in this case. And then that really influences how you act. So the actions that you're taking, which then defines the events in your life and business. And then that reinforces the originating belief system that you have about your business venture, so to speak. And so really a key dimension of having an entrepreneur mindset is that ability to look at obstacles either as a growth mindset would or a fixed mindset. So someone who has a growth mindset will see it as an opportunity, and a person who looks at it from a fixed mindset will see it as a limitation. And the key here is to really have the ability to look at it from a growth mindset, because it really encourages you to overcome any obstacles and really be able to see the setback as an opportunity to innovate and build resilience, rather than as an obstacle to just quit on your business venture, or if this is an investment business deal that you've had, to just quit on that altogether. And so a growth mindset really fans the flames of creativity, innovation, and success, whereas a fixed mindset really smothers that creativity, innovation, and really frustrates your success. So the key is then, how do you develop an entrepreneurial mindset? Now, there's many ways to go about doing that, but there's really certain things that are just foundational, which I'll touch upon. And the first is really to get crystal clear about your curiosity point, your vision, that why, and your goals. And so when you do that, you're able to sustain success, but also your brain is able to be optimized even more. So when you think about typical goal setting, it's always about the goal, but what I typically like to talk about is really the big picture. So what is your why? What is that curiosity point? And making that the central theme, and then the goals are merely the vehicles that drive that, and these change on a month-to-month basis, on a quarterly, or every 6 months, whatever that looks like for your setup. But it's really the big picture that is the central theme that just is there, and that's the what you're working towards. And really the thing about goal setting is about breaking it down, because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you've set a goal and you've set a deadline and it's all or nothing. And if that quarter comes and you haven't achieved it as the CEO, or if this is a group goal that you have, the group hasn't met that, it really impacts performance. And so what you want to do is get in what we call a psychology of excellence, where you're able to break this down into 3 quadrants. So when you're setting this goal, whether that's an individual goal that you have or a team goal, looking at the minimum goal. So what is that? And this is based on past experiences for you or for your team. Like, what does that look like? Writing that aim and then looking at the support. So what do you need to make this happen? What accountability, what systems and softwares need to come into place to make this minimal goal come to life? And then you look at that first step. And really, this is that action that you're willing to take right now to make this a reality. So it's not based on something that's bigger than you. It's just really that simple first step you're willing to take based on past experiences. And then we look at deadlines, because that really adds in a layer of accountability, and then really looking at the motivation. So what is that? Are you intrinsically motivated, extrinsically, but then also on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to make this minimum goal a reality? And so what this does is, when you put it in a sort of a quantifiable scale, you're able to see any gaps. So if you find yourself saying, oh, I'm at a 5, but you really want to get to a 6, or you say you're a 6, but really you're a 5, we're able to see the gap and then really look at what that is, identify it, rectify it, so you are actually at the motivation index that you desire to be. And so there's no resistance there. And then the next step of really that goal setting is looking at the stretch goal, and that's really self-explanatory. So this is really that stretch level. So again, you look at what the aim is, what the support and accountability is, what is that first step you're willing to do to stretch, to really push past the comfort zone, and then looking at the deadline and the motivation index. And then the last part of the goal setting is really looking big picture here and setting that goal that seems sort of impossible in this case. That big picture goal, and then you write that down. But with this, there is a key where you sort of have to step back, because with this type of goal, there's you plus something bigger than you that is coming into play. And this is really where that realm of miracles or divine intervention can be set into place. And so you really push the needle forward by being brave enough to set that unimaginable target, but then you also allow yourself to step back in a sense, to allow it to unfold in its natural path, so you don't get in the way of that impossible or seemingly impossible objective that you have, whether that's your startup or your investment target that you're meeting. And then really lastly is really to be able to quantify it. And so when we're able to quantify this, what this does is really increases the motivation and the performance, whether that's for you individually or for your team, because then on a quarter-to-quarter basis, you're able to see the growth that you have with this. And so that's one key thing I would say, is just really get clear about your curiosity point, your goals, and then really think about how you currently look at failure and redefine the script associated with it. So when you're thinking of failure, what are the language patterns that you've associated with it? Do you see failure as the modern way of people seeing it, sort of like you win or lose, or the fixed mindset? Or is it actually the growth mindset, which is you win or you learn? And so when it's a win or learn, you have an opportunity to continue to grow. And when you're able to grow, you're able to innovate, and then you're able to take your business to the next level. And so one of the great ways to go about really redefining that script is challenging your subconscious mind through the process of autosuggestion. And this is something that's talked about in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich principle. And so really what that does is sort of just being able to speak to your subconscious mind through the statements that you actually desire for your business venture or your investment opportunities. And so instead of what it is, you actually programming in what it is that you desire to have. So whatever that outcome is, you repeat it to yourself over time. And so what that happens in terms of how we process information, which is pretty much 60,000 thoughts a day that the brain has, it filters it so that this is now a priority, and therefore the subconscious mind is now in agreement with your conscious to make it a reality. And so the process of autosuggestion is going to be really a powerful tool to have to overcome challenges or rejections that you may be experiencing or will experience in the entrepreneurial path, because it's inevitable that you will get rejected, that things will go wrong. As innovative as you may be, there may be challenges that arise that in the immediate you may not be able to see the solution, but when you apply these principles, you're able to see the gap and the opportunity in due course. And so these are some of the key things to keep in mind when really building an entrepreneur mindset, is really that growth mindset, really being okay with the concept of sort of learning rather than failing, and then really challenging the way that you see your business or sort of your investment portfolios as an opportunity to grow and elevate. And so one thing I'll leave you with is sort of the food for thought from mindset, which is your thoughts plus emotions equals behavior. So the next time you're thinking, is this going to work? Think about the thoughts you've employed. I'd love to connect with you and see how your startup or investments can go to the next level. You can reach me at Aden@mind-medication.com or my website, mind-medication.com, and I'm all on the social media avenues. So let's get connected.